What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today, the Stampede raids have finally returned, and today we're going to be focusing in on CP-0 Lucci. Obviously, the Stampede Sabo is available as well. I'll be making a separate video about that. In this video today, as I said, we are focusing in on this guy right here. Now, I have a full free-to-play team that we're going to be doing a live playthrough with, so stay tuned for that. Before we get into it though, let's talk about Lucci and just kind of discuss what he does. He is a strength fighter slasher. His captain effect will boost your crew's attack, so rainbow attack boost of 2.5 times, 1.2 health, and then every time you kill an enemy, you get a slightly higher attack boost, and he stacks all the way up to a 3.25 after 10 turns. It's not a very good captain effect that you're going to be using, but it is a rainbow captain effect nonetheless. 14 turn max cooldown after full limit break is a very, very good special. So it does 100,000 fixed damage to all enemies, which is pretty nice. And then it changes all slots, including block, into strength, quick, and int. Now, of course, if you guys know what Douglas Bullet does, it essentially, for Douglas Bullet, will give you a full board of matching slots, which is fantastic. And then he has an added effect, and it's dependent on the way that your crew is structured. So if you've got 4 or more strength characters when you launch the special, you get 2 times color affinity for 1 turn. Now, once again, if you understand what Douglas Bullet does, you can understand how this guy is so good. Under Douglas Bullet, if you've got 4 strength characters, so with 2 Douglas Bullets, this guy, and then 1 other strength unit, you can get a full board of matching slots and 2 times color affinity for 1 turn, making Bullet just deal exceptional amount of damage. However, you don't have to build him like that. There's an added effect that says if you've got 3 or more quick or int characters, so you can't have both of these effects on the same turn, unfortunately, but you can either have having 4 strength characters or 3 quick or int characters. It will state that it's going to go ahead and reduce the crew's bind duration by 5 turns, and reduces all enemies' damage reduction, which is the rainbow shield, also by 5 turns. So you can run him either really offensively or a utility-based character, and that's one of the great benefits of this unit. If this guy did all of it in one, oh my god, this guy would be absolutely godly. Unfortunately, not the case. And then as for his crewmate effects, strength-based stats by 50, and also strength slots are going to be matching for fighter and slashers. That's really good, actually. That's actually pretty good. Very, very exceptional. Support effect is 7% of his attack is added to any strength unit, I believe. Yeah, any strength unit. And he has slot bind reduction by 10 turns, which is very useful. 5% damage reduction. Just across the board, this unit is a great free-to-play unit. So as for the team that we're going to be bringing, let's go ahead over to the Extra Island, or the Event Island, as it's called now. So the team that I'm going to be bringing is obviously centered around Douglas Bullet as a friend, because that was like the most optimal captain to be using for this specific event. So the team that I am opting to bring is a free-to-play team mainly focusing in on Driven class. This is the team here, but it's not full Driven. You can see we've got Treasure Map Big Mom there just to enable us to get a really nice boost on the final boss stage. We've got Captain Zora. Zora's really good here because the enemy does have damage threshold, so we're going to be using him mainly just to remove that. We're not actually using him for his color affinity. Also, something to note, your captain will be swapped during this adventure, so either swap before you reach the final boss stage, or make sure that you have a really good captain in your middle right column, which you'll see when we get into the dungeon how it's all going to be working out. So let's just jump into it, and we'll discuss more about it as we go along. Now, we do have a Fujitora on this team. This Fujitora was available from previous Stampede events. I have no idea why this specific Fujitora has not returned, and I know many of you guys out there probably don't have this guy. Once we get to the stage where he's going to be used, we'll discuss what you would mainly want to be doing, especially if you didn't have this guy. So we'll get to it in just a little bit, so stay tuned. Okay, so turn 1, we've got this character in the back with the barrier. We want to kill this character on turn 1. If we don't, our whole team gets special binded for 15 turns, and that's really bad. So we're going to go ahead and hit our perfects and take down the character with the barrier, if we can hit our perfects, and also hit the guy on the 1 turn cooldown. Of course, we want to get some stall. Stage 3 is where a predominant amount of stall is going to come into it. So I'm actually just going to let a little bit of time go, because we did get a recovery slot, which is kind of good. You do go back to a 1 turn cooldown, which is not great. So I'm just going to eat that recovery slot, let Bullet finish him off. We'll take another hit. But yeah, as I said, stage 3, we actually have to stall a decent amount of time. So I'm not really too phased. About, like, getting too much stall in, because, over stalling is never fun, especially if you have to farm this content over and over and over again. Stalling is never fun. So we're going to go ahead and kill the seahorse here. Kill this guy on a 1 turn cooldown. We'll kill the guys on the 2 turn cooldown next. As for the other character on this team as well, we've got Smoker. Smoker is, as I said, in my middle right position, and the main reason for that is because he will be switched into our captain spot, and he is a 3.25 times driven and fighter attack booster. So everyone's driven except for Big Mom. Big Mom is basically just here to ensure that, you know, when we reach the final stage, we get a pretty significant boost from her, which we will able to do. Also, you can see that for 99 turns at the start of the quest, we do get reduced recovery, so we're only getting half recovery from anything that we get from recovery slots or auto healing. It's all halved, which is kind of annoying. Stage 3, this is where things get a little dicey, but shouldn't be too much of an issue. So one of your characters on your bottom row will be binded, and the other one will be blown away. So in this situation here, the really cool thing is that if you do get the Fujitora binded and then Big Mom blown away, Big Mom actually has a Sailor effect to resist blowaway, so that actually makes it a lot better. Unfortunately, this specific Fujitora doesn't have it. But all we need to do is just stall 3 turns, which we should be able to do without a problem. So let's just attack, kill these guys that surround the guards, and then once the guards are about to attack, we can just move on to the next stage. It's not really a big deal. We can actually pick up this recovery slot if we wanted to. Kill off this guy. And then it doesn't matter what orbs you have, your orbs will be changed when you're moving into the next room anyway, so it doesn't really matter about, you know, conserving any slots or anything. So moving on. Now this is the stage that is also kind of dicey. Now there are 2 different variations to this stage. One variation right here you can see is Momonga. There is another one with Dalmatian. So you can see Momonga gives us a full board of block slots, whereas Dalmatian will give us a full board of bomb slots. And another thing to note as well is that when you kill this stage, Momonga actually does something, and then when you kill Dalmatian, he does something as well. So when you kill Momonga, he's going to give you a full board of bomb orbs, and then he's going to lock your chain for 12 turns, and then Dalmatian will give you a full board of block orbs, and then he's going to reduce your chain. So it's a little bit different. So Momonga, when you kill him, gives you chain lock, and Dalmatian, when you kill him, gives you chain coefficient reduction. So this is why Fujitora is here, because when we kill Momonga and he locks our chain, if we already have a chain lock active, we don't get his bad chain. Whereas, you know, if you kill Dalmatian, he's going to give you chain coefficient reduction, so you don't want to use your chain multiply locker on this turn, you want to use it on the final boss stage. So it really depends on what variation you get. In this situation here, we are going to use Fujitora. If we got Dalmatian, we would not use Fujitora here, we would use him on the final stage. So let's go ahead and use Fujitora, which does a really nice wave clear as well. Another thing to note is that your friend Captain is actually going to be completely special binded. So we are actually going to go ahead and use the bullet special here. We can actually go ahead and use the Shiki special as well, because there's no real reason as to save it, because we're using Big Mom on the final stage anyway. And with this, we can just go ahead and progress and kill the Momonga, of course. Now, as I said, when he dies, he gives us the bomb slots, and he'll also go ahead and give us the chain lock, but because of Fujitora, we already have a chain lock, so it's not a big deal. So, Lucci on the final boss stage has 10 million HP. And as I said, he does do the swapping, where our captain will be swapped for the middle right, which is a little bit annoying, but again, if you plan it correctly, you can have Smoker be, or whatever character Smoker was, you can have that character be really, really good. Now, in this situation here, we are going to go ahead and use our Big Mom to give us the G-Orbs, the Color Affinity, the Orb Boost, the Attack Boost, all the goodies. Then we are going to use Zora and then Smoker. Make sure to use Big Mom first, and then your other specials afterwards, because remember, Big Mom removes your beneficial effects, because we're using Smoker special to give us a chain boost, which makes a pretty big difference here. And now with all that, we're just going to attack, ending on bullet and dealing as much damage as we possibly can. Here we go. 1 perfect, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there we go. Just good enough damage there. You know, if we hit all of our perfects, it would have been way more than what we got, but still, very, very good. We dealt plenty of damage towards Lucci there. And there we go. That's a full free-to-play team. Now, of course, if you don't have Fujitora, you want to be bringing some other chain locker of some kind. Because if you get that really bad chain lock that was inflicted by Momonga, you're going to be having to deal with that, which is going to be really bad. So ideally you want to be bringing some better chain locker if you don't have the Fujitora, but Either way, full free-to-play team completed against the Stampede raid. Of course, I will be bringing you guys another video talking about Stampede Sabo in a little bit. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video today. And if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.